the difference in using the computer to do the finesse and number crunching instead.
Pretty close to 400,000 in your estate.
Yeah, but 400,000 is still a decent chunk of change, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Well, okay.
I could find a few things to do with that.
Sure.
Last podcast, we compared some results presented in the Financial Post to the results that our AI software, Retirement-Optimizer, generated a lot of questions. We just like to present a few more details and a little bit more comparison.
The difference between our software is it figures things out optimally. So it is true that you do want to be contributing to CPP, contributing to the TFSA using your non-registered assets. We tell you exactly how long you have to do that and when you should transition to using your TFSA and how much alongside your other withdrawals in order to slide under the marginal tax threshold that exists. And so we do what the financial planner would do, but we do it a little bit better because we try lots of different possibilities, right? Mm-hmm. Contributing to your TFSA until 71 or 70 or whatever, right? We try lots of, and we find the best solution.
No, this is really illuminating. Anyway, So the key things with our brilliant financial advisor came up with, in following his advice, the difference in using the computer to do the finesse and number crunching instead.
Pretty close to 400,000 in your estate.
Yeah, but 400,000 is still a decent chunk of change, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Well, okay.
I could find a few things to do with that.
Sure. But what you got to remember is you don't know that you're going to die at 95.
Yeah.
Right? So 400,000.
I'm going to live to 100. I wouldn't do 95.
Okay.
102. Every year it gets older.
I want to put you in touch with some actuaries who are going to insist that you stop planning this way. But $400,000, what you have to remember is assuming 2.5% inflation for the next 27 years is really about $200,000 in today's dollars.
Yeah.
I'm using round numbers. It's not quite.
Yeah.
So that is going to mean that
2 years.
Yes, 2 funded years in retirement. Probably more because they won't be spending as much money.
Probably not.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably not. Even a good long-term care facility doesn't quite cost that in today's dollars.
Yeah.
The other thing that you want to take into account, which our software does, is that once you're that old, you have a ton of tax credits thrown at you. The age tax credit being a fairly big one.
Okay.
It becomes a much bigger part of your spending, right? The fact that CPP and OAS grow with inflation or grow with the CPI, or the CPI as some people call it, that means that a bigger and bigger part of your spending is covered by them.
Yeah. Okay.
If all you're getting are tax-free assets, GIS becomes a reality for you potentially.
Okay.
Right? Of course, we have to project the rules out 27 years, which we can't do with any kind of accuracy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe AI will have solved scarcity and we'll have replicators from Star Trek. Everyone will be rich. Who knows? But the point is, squeezing a couple $100,000 of extra estate value does mean that someone can stay retired for a couple extra years. If they outlive it.
Fantastic. Now, I just wanted to point out that this common solution, this is a very brilliant and experienced fee-for-advice financial planner.
Okay.
This is the software done by me. I was using the software to come up with these numbers. And I found, I found interesting that these are the same.
They converge so much, yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely the same.
Let's just look at this. Let's just show this one alongside this common solution. So in both of these cases, there is no sale.
Oh, okay.
So now their net estate value, it's $250,000 more.
Okay.
Right? Which is $120,000 more in today's dollars.
And in today's dollars, that would be a year in their projections of spending, 2 years probably.
Yeah.
Based
potentially
on,
2 or more years.
when you're in your 90s.
But in this case, you still have all of your real estate assets, your house and your cottage.
Yeah.
Right. So in this case,
they would have grown the same.
Yeah. You're spending, you're paying a little bit less in tax, but you're much more tax efficient in your estate. That's the magic of the software.
Yeah.
So you have more assets. So let me show you the balances that you have at the end of the retirement
Oh, okay.
in a table, and I'm going to do this graph.
Okay. So I was going to say, so 100 grand is nothing to sneeze in today's dollars. Is nothing to sneeze at.
No. But in the
After
regular
taxes.
solution, you basically just have your TFSA left, 182,000.
Oh,
Here you have, in the optimal solution, you have even more in that TFSA account. You have a second TFSA account with 87,000, and you have some registered assets left, 75,000 and 76,000 in the client and your spouse's accounts, respectively. Why does any of this matter? This matters because you still have a lot of maneuvering you can do at this point with your assets. Okay. You have basically nothing you can do. You're pretty much out of money in the other scenario.
Well, you have 182,000 here.
What is that adjusted for inflation, right?
Yeah.
That's the killer.
And you've got the same amount here.
You have more.
You have more here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot, but you have other accounts. You can still maneuver.
Other accounts, yeah.
You can still maneuver for 2 or more years.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
It is absolutely conceivable that you live past 95.
Oh, yeah.
It is something you should 100% be mindful of.
Oh, that's a huge amount.
Yeah.
That, when you put it this way, the difference between the common common solution and this is years of not having to eat cat food.
Well,
if you live to 100, I'm just looking at this. If you live to 102, people do that.
People do live to 102. By the way, in both scenarios, it is important to mention you do have real estate assets.
Oh, yeah. All your real estate, yeah.
You still have all your real estate in both scenarios. So presumably,
you sell the real estate.
You sell the real estate. Well, guess what that does? Now you have a lot more assets that you have to optimize for the next bunch of years.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
To be mindful of state efficiency as well as your spending and stuff like that. And you're quite right. We don't know what the spending levels are going to be then. But
you've got a lot of maneuverability.
You've got a lot of maneuverability. So if you need expensive long-term care, you can still do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Or if you're living in your home, but you need to hire an aide to clean up after you cook your meals. This is common, by the way.
Yeah.
You still have the cottage that you can sell.
Yeah.
If you're absolutely determined not to,
you
don't have to in this scenario.
Yeah.
You can hire the PSW and live in your own home.
Yeah. Okay.
For the next few years.
Yeah.
In this one, you're cutting it pretty close to the line.
Yeah. Okay. Much closer.
Much closer to the line. Yeah. So and if you do have to monetize the house or the cottage, right? That's where the HELOC maybe comes into play. HELOC, reverse mortgage, comes into play. If you have to do that, you have a lot more room to maneuver with an optimized solution.
Yeah. Should always use the optimized solution.
Always use the optimized solution. The computer is smarter than you or me or anyone else could ever be. Yes,
okay, got that.
Something.
And that's the lesson for today. The computer is smarter than you or me or anyone could be.
Yep.
All right. It's pretty complicated arithmetic.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. I really appreciate it.
No worries.